My mom, when she was pregnant with me, she was not a Christian. She was out of wedlock, and when she was a few months pregnant with me, my father abandoned her and went away. And basically, after that, everybody in the family and others said, you know, you're a 19-year-old girl, why didn't you get an abortion? But she chose not to abort me. I was born in Calcutta, India, and had this amazing journey till the age of 7 when I got blood cancer, and the doctors gave me 1 week to live. And my mom, who was not a Christian, took me to a church and basically said to Jesus, even though she was not a Christian, she said, Jesus, you gave me Brian and I give him back to you. Basically, I was healed of cancer. And the amazing thing of that was God used that as a unction on my life. Like Hannah had dedicated Samuel to the Lord. That was my dedication, my mom dedicating me and giving me to the Lord. At the age of 19, I went to Calcutta to join Bachelor of Commerce. And while I was in the college over there, I found out that there's a football team in Calcutta that is an offshoot of Glasgow Rangers in Scotland, which is called Calcutta Rangers. So I had an opportunity to play for the team 2 years. But during that time, I just felt like, asking myself, like, what is the meaning of life? Like, what is it that if I become the greatest soccer player, Michael Jackson was famous at that time. If I become Michael Jackson, does that give me happiness and meaning in life? And then somebody gave me prophecy books about the end times in the Bible. And I opened the Bible to read it, didn't make any sense. Outdated book, I threw it in the corner. But as I threw it, I felt the Holy Spirit was telling me something. He said, that book, why didn't you read a couple of sentences? But I just went ahead and I just took it and read the book of Ecclesiastes. I realized, hey, I wrote this book. That's the questions in my heart. And immediately I felt like I need to read more of the Bible. So I read the book of Proverbs, and it became like a mirror. And I felt like the woman at the well saying, this book is telling me about me, more things and more details. It's telling me about myself more than any other book in this world. And I came to know that there is no meaning in life other than Jesus himself. And so I accepted the Lord and left football and basically, traveled place to place serving Jesus. I was just living in a room, and I would get out of my room and stand on the street and say, God, where do you want me to go? Front or back or left or right? And that started my journey as an evangelist. And I went all over Calcutta city and then all over India, and I went to seminary, came back and started my own church in 1998. Basically, it was a house church, and God had actually spoken to me in seminary when I was sick, and he showed water flowing down a mountain, and he said, why does water flow so fast down the mountain? And I sensed because it's gravity and it's the bottom of the mountain. And the Lord said, my agape love will flow the fastest to the bottom of society. And so I went into this desire to start a church that will be Agape Mission Church. And I looked for, basically we had services 7 days a week in the brothels, in the slums, in the streets, with drug addicts, alcoholics. And we basically went through for about a year. And then I heard about an amazing school called School of Performing Arts, and I enrolled in that school so that I could be a better evangelist, a better Bible teacher. And while I was there, I met this beautiful lady, Nepali woman, and we got married. And we were praying about what to do with our lives, whether to continue Agape Mission or join any other organization. And we felt the Lord was telling us to accept an offer by Ruth's auntie and uncle who was living in Kathmandu at that time. And so we came on a 1-month honeymoon to Nepal without any plans to do any ministry over here. But the Lord was so good that, he came and led us, and we've been here for the last 16 years. So we feel like this is our spiritual home, and we basically try whatever is possible within us, to be able to share the gospel, not just in words, but in action. We came to Nepal with 1 green box, 1 blue box, and 1 sleeping bag, which was stolen on the bus, and 500 rupees Indian currency in our pocket. And right now, God has given us more than 20 people on our team, and we've rescued many street children and women and girls, and they're part of our team. And I can see God moving in the area of multiplication. and can see that God's hand was in it. I just trust in God, and He just provides it, and He just tells me what to do, and I don't look at a budget. I just go and start something or add something to our ministry, and God sort of answers by adding finances to it. So I can see God's hand in that. We're so happy to be able to share this with you. God bless you.